What's up, everybody? It is and I am back with another video. And what I'm going to be doing today is episode 3 of the HP Omen Most Frequently Asked Questions, where I reply to and answer your comments. And before we get into it, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of your support recently. I just crossed over 3,000 subs, which is just absolutely crazy to think about. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for commenting and interacting with me on YouTube or Discord or, just for all of your guys' support. So thank you so much. But without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into episode 3. All right, so let's start off this Q&A with the first question, and it is coming from Kevin Davis, and he writes, I feel so dumb. I forgot to put the maximum hertz on my monitor. So most people don't realize that when you get a new computer or you get a new monitor and you hook it up, that Windows is actually going to default the refresh rate to probably its lowest refresh rate, which is usually around 60 hertz. So what you're going to want to do is go into your display settings, and then under display settings towards the bottom, you'll see advanced display settings, and then down there you'll be able to change your refresh rate to the maximum for whatever your monitor supports. So for my two monitors, they both support 144 hertz on DisplayPort 1.2 cables, and on HDMI they support 120. So just know which cable that your monitor needs in order to support the maximum amount of refresh rate. All right, so the next question is kind of a two-parter from two different people. And the first one's from Yeah Boy, and he wrote, Bro, you uploaded this the day after I installed my Noctua cooler. I was pissed that I had to take the whole motherboard out. And then Tommy U wrote, are you able to access the back of the motherboard by doing this? About a week ago, I uploaded a video on how to remove the back panel on an HP Omen. And unfortunately, even with the back panel removed, there is no access hole to see the back of the motherboard or the stock CPU cooler bracket. So if you are planning on replacing the CPU cooler, to do it the proper way, you do have to take the motherboard completely out. All right, so the next comment comes from Underscore, and they write, Captain Spaulding reports. And you know what? I just really don't see the resemblance. All right, so the next question comes from Lefty407, and they write, Hey Dancam, what software do you recommend for an Intel i7 CPU to monitor temps? Well, I'm really glad this question was asked because I actually do have a video on the top free programs to monitor your temperatures, which is coming out really soon, so keep an eye out for that. But to answer your question, Omen Gaming Hub is more of an average and really isn't that accurate. So if you have an Intel processor, I would highly recommend using the program XTU. And if you have an AMD processor, I would highly recommend using the program Ryzen Master. And there are other programs like HW Info 64, which will go over just about any vital for your computer. And then I would also highly recommend looking at MSI Afterburner, which is super accurate. And then you can also set it up so it displays what your vitals are while you're in game. So the next comment comes from Bryn Diggs Books, and she writes, will you answer this question? How did you get so handsome? So for those of you that don't know, Bryn is my girlfriend, and on just about every video, she usually always comments something that's usually inappropriate. But to answer your question, sweetheart, all of my handsomeness stems from the beard. I think without the beard, I probably wouldn't be as handsome as I am, but thank you so much for your continued support, sweetheart. So moving on to the next question, it is coming from Sam Mitchell, and they write, Hey Dan, thanks for all the help. I bought my first PC, the Omen 25L, based on watching your experiences. The only problem is I'm trying to run Warzone, but after downloading it, every time I click play now, it will show the Activision screen, and right before it tries to load in, it crashes and exits to desktop with no error code. Did you experience this? If so, any help or advice? And thanks so much, man. Well, thank you for the kind words, Sam. And usually, if it crashes right when you enter a game, or sometimes you'll even get the monitor to flicker on and off, this is usually an indication that your graphics card driver is not up to date. So when you first get your PC, you're going to want to update all the drivers that you can find, including your graphics card, your chipset, and basically any other driver that may need to be updated. And after talking to Sam, it seems like updating his graphics card did help. So my recommendation is to maybe check for a graphics card driver update every month or so, because as new games come out and these graphics card companies are coming up with new optimizations for games, you're going to want to have the most up-to-date driver so you can run all of these games smoothly. So let's end this Q&A off with one more question, and it is coming from One Slow FRS, and they write, have you had any problems with your Omen 25L since you've owned it? I am looking to get one. And actually, since I bought my computer in May of 2020, I have actually not had a single issue with my computer yet. When I first got it in its stock configuration, the Omens do run a little bit warm, but technically the temperatures are completely safe. The only issue I found was when you are rendering a video, sometimes the processor can get pretty hot, and I was seeing temperatures around the high 80s to low 90s. But technically, processors don't thermal throttle until around 95 Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius, so it still was technically in the safe range, even though I wasn't really comfortable with it. So after changing my CPU cooler, and the modification cost around $65, it was probably the absolute best thing I did for my Omen. Even now, while gaming, I'm seeing temperatures in the low 60s, and rendering videos are now at about 70 to 75 degrees Celsius, so it was about a 15 Celsius drop, but I actually haven't had any issues with this computer at all, and it's ran fantastic, and all of my YouTube videos are edited on my Omen, all my streams are through my Omen, and basically anything you see on this channel is done with my Omen, so no issues with it so far, and I haven't had any warranty concerns taken care of, and it's been a fantastic computer for being a pre-build, and I'm really happy with it, and I really have no concerns with it. But if you are planning on doing any kind of rendering, I would highly recommend replacing this CPU cooler. Well, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And like always, if you have any questions or concerns, to please comment down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like rating and subscribe if you are enjoying the content that you see. And if you dislike the video, go ahead and dislike it and just let me know in the comments what I can do better in future videos. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of your support again. Crossing over 3,000 subscribers is absolutely nuts, and I'll be coming up on a year of making videos in early June, so to reach 1,000 subscribers in less than a year is just absolutely crazy to think about. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for interacting with me and watching my videos, and just doing anything related to the channel, joining our Discord group. So thank you guys so much for all your support. And I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see y'all in the next video.